Yo, what up my people? Welcome back to another video with your boy, the Radical Latino. Now, I've been putting out videos about things that are happening to us Latin people here on a daily basis, and this right here is not any different. You know, this right here is a mom's fluer or influencer that's a mom or whatever the case is, who basically went viral for pretending that her kids was about to get kidnapped by a Latino couple. Without further ado, here is the clip. Mind you, I couldn't find the original clip, so I got it from another YouTube channel, and I'm going to like basically cut off all the parts that's unnecessary so you guys can get the point. Now here it goes.
So here we go. On Monday, like I said, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap. We went to the store quickly, grab our stuff, and go. I only had 2 items I needed to grab, and then I did a Target pickup, so that was the only time we were getting out of the car.
So we get to Michael's. I park as far away as possible in an effort to not inconvenience others with our big stroller. That was always my go-to. Whenever I brought the double stroller, I'd park far away so that people wouldn't be frustrated with me taking forever getting the stroller in and out.
That is the first thing that from this day forward I will be doing differently if I ever choose to bring my kids out again. To what saying behind me. And this is when I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that they were talking about my children for purposes that were not appropriate or not, that didn't sit right. They were talking about like their eyes, their face, and everything. And then the thing that disturbed me the most was that the gentleman said, sorry, this is really hard to, the gentleman said, to whomever he was talking to on the phone or whatever, sorry, the boy will be easier because he's not wearing a mask, so the mom must not really care about him that much. I can't tell you why I didn't turn around and say something right then, why I didn't even have the courage to shoot a mean look. I was paralyzed with fear. So check out quickly, 2 items. I walk out, call David, my husband, and I say to him, if we had a code word, we talked about having a code word before, if we had a code word, I'd be using that right now. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? And I said, I think someone was following me in the store and talking about the kids. He's like, what are you talking about? And as I'm saying this, I feel someone walking right behind me, and I turn around, and sure enough, they are right behind me. They did not buy anything at the store. They must have put down whatever they had picked up to pretend to buy, and followed me out. They notice me, notice them, so they go like they're going to their car. And I start walking more quickly. I look up at my car, and there is a white van parked exactly right next to my car. So to just play out where... So I was parked in the spot closest to our store, if that makes sense. Like, in the parking lot that's still close to our store that we were going to. That's the parking lot I was in. And I was in the second to last parking spot. So there was only one spot in between myself and the area where other traffic can go through. So that van was positioned perfectly right next to my car, blocked by my own car in a way that if people were around, they wouldn't be able to see what was going on. So I see that van, and my stomach just sinks, and I don't know what to do. I'm too afraid to change the direction I'm going. I can't explain to you what I was thinking. There was no logic. It was very just, I was terrified, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I walked straight to my car, had the stroller right next to me, and I didn't lock it, and so he just slides barely out of reach. As that's happening, I see the couple walking towards my car, and they walk around, not the full perimeter, but half of the car. They go back and forth around half of my car. And they're doing that thing again where they're not looking at me, so I can't make eye contact with them. I'm looking right at them. but they won't look at me. And while they're doing that, they're holding hands. I'm going to show you, if I can, kind of how they were. So they were holding hands kind of like this, like they had their hands like this. They weren't actually holding hands. He had something in his hand, and she just had her hand like this. And they're walking towards my car, towards my stroller, and I'm just saying to Dave, this is happening right now. What do I do? This is happening right now. Do I leave? What do I do? I'm too afraid to say something to them. I couldn't do it. I don't know why. Bother me. And then as I go to, I decide I'm just going to throw Finley and the stroller. I don't even care about the stroller. I'm just going to throw Finley in the trunk. I'm going to jump in the trunk. We're going to close this car. We're getting out of here. All the while, I'm so focused on this couple, I'm not paying attention to the van. It's almost like that's become irrelevant to me because that was kind of speculation in the first place. But I open the trunk. As I'm opening the trunk, you know, it goes boop, boop, boop. Finley is next to me, but there's a hair of a second where I can't see all of the stroller, you know what I mean? And in that hair of a second, they had taken 2 steps forward towards the stroller, then 2 steps back, then 2 steps forward, then 2 steps back. It made no sense. It was obvious what they were doing. In that last time, he reaches for the stroller, and by the absolute grace of God, someone is parked just a few spots away, just close enough to see what's going on, but not close enough for the people that are involved in trying to take my child to notice. And it's an old man. He must have been like 80 plus years old. Looks at me, and he has this mask on, and his eyes get so big, kind of asking like, do you need help? And I just yell, excuse me, can you please help me? And this little old man just comes running over, and the couple, whatever they drop, they didn't drop anything. They just don't stop reaching for the stroller, run, get in their car, drive off. And in that moment, I feel a rush behind me, and I turn around, and there is a man right behind me, and he kind of plays it off like, oh, do you need help with something? And I just like look at him. I'm just paralyzed. Like I can't talk. I'm just, he gets in the van, shuts the door, and just drives off quickly. And I drive off, and I file a police report. And that is the extent of that.
Now that you guys heard that, here is what the, Latin couple had to say about it.
Monday of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap.
Police say she ID'd this couple as the people involved in the supposed kidnap attempt at Michael's craft store in Northern California. This mom, Sadie Martinez, says she and her husband were questioned by cops. She denied they were would-be kidnappers and said they had been racially profiled by Sorensen.
It's hard enough to be a Latin family in a white community, that I don't need white people coming around and telling me that I look like a criminal.
Cops now say the investigation has produced no evidence or witnesses corroborating the account provided by Sorensen. Evidence gathered has served to support the account provided by the couple from the store.
We have been cleared.
I spoke to Sadie and her husband, Eddie, today.
When you realized what this woman was accusing you of, walk us through what went through your mind when you realized the severity of this.
At first, we laughed. Then we started to see and get kind of upset and angry.
Being labeled a child abductor, it's upsetting. It's heartbreaking. It's life-changing.
What do you think should happen to Katie?
I think that the law needs to pursue her and do their job. This is not okay.
So you guys can see that, right? Now, because of that, the good news is that she's been charged, right? So you guys see the headline right here. She's been charged for the false accusations and all that. Part of another article I want you guys to see, which is this right here. Part of the other article, basically, says that, they actually go and talk to, Miss Martinez, to find out how she feels about this verdict that she's just being charged. So it says right here that now Martinez is looking for further justice. I'm happy that she's charged, but I, of course, will have been happier if it's been attached to a hate crime, she said, but this gives me the strength to huggo to bring the Karen Act to her area. Now, this right here really rang a bell with me. It really rang a bell with me, because when I further looked into this, I end up finding out that this charge that they were giving this lady was pretty much just a false police report charge. You know what I'm saying? A false police report charge. And shorty right now, as you can see, I'm putting up on the screen, she might be facing just 6 months for both charges, which is nothing to me. She might just face it 6 months just concurrently for both, not separate, concurrently. And it might just, what they might do is just slap her another 3 months that she might serve her. She doesn't even have to serve. She probably gonna get community service or something like that. The thing is, I want this should have been a hate crime, and the system of white supremacy is actually protecting this woman. This is what's happening. The system of white supremacy is protecting this woman. Mind you, when she made this whole thing up, she had no idea about anything. She didn't care about whose lives were at stake. She didn't care who was gonna hurt. What she wanted to do was blame a non-white person, and she was gonna be the victim. As many white folks, not white folks, as many white supremacists do, they always lie on non-white people in order to see us get victimized. I'm putting up just some examples of white supremacists lying on non-existent black people who have committed the crime. Mind you, some of these examples, they ended up finding out these people were full of shit, basically. They were just complete liars. Some other examples, these people literally go to jail for this and then get freed by DNA evidence 40 something years later. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. We have to be aware of the system that we're in, and we have to definitely be aware that these white supremacists at any time could come in and just accuse us of something that we never even did. You know what I'm saying? They could just come in and accuse us of something we've never even did. And some of these Latin people out here thinking that, oh man, all white folks are our friends. That's not the case. There are some good non-racist white folks, and there are some white supremacists. We gotta know the difference. We have to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? And I bring this to you guys so you guys can see, so you guys could be fully aware that we go through the same exact thing as black folks. We go through the same exact thing as black folks. And mind you, she didn't target no teenagers or teenage Latin people. You know what I'm saying? Nor she targeted no teenager black people. No, she targeted a couple, a middle-aged couple, which says a lot. You know what it says? It says, no matter who you are, you're still gonna become my victim in the eyes of white supremacists. No matter who you are, I'm still gonna see you as a criminal in the eyes of white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? This better be a wake-up call, my people. That's all I gotta say. With that being said, I hope you guys liked, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.